So, you know it's hot out here for a pimp. I actually literally only remember that part of the song. I don't remember any of his raps.
That part was okay. It was really just all the rapping. I was like,
Hi, I'm Danielle.
And I'm Dell.
And this is the Black Catch-Up, where we're catching up on iconic black media we missed out on in our more conservative religious childhood.
Alright, so today... So today we watched Hustle and Flow.
Yes, we did. It's another Taraji P. Henson movie with Terrance Howard. I think it is like one of the first movies they did together. I honestly don't remember, and I didn't look up this fact. I don't know why I decided to give it, but here we are. So, as always, I am DB. With help from his friends, a Memphis pimp in a midlife crisis attempts to become a successful hip-hop MC.
Okay. So, yeah, again, one of the brief ones, the brief descriptions, but,
yeah.
As usual, we'll start off with things we liked about this one. Do you want to kick it off?
Yeah, I'll kick it off. I love Taraji P. Henson, and this character was no exception. I just thought she was a nice, even though she was also a prostitute, she was just kind of like a nice, almost soft character in juxtaposition to how like hard and gritty everyone is. Like, she gave them a lava lamp for their little recording studio. She had like a cute reaction when when she first hears her name, her voice on the track. Mm-hmm. So just like, she was a cute character. Everyone else was also really good at acting and everything too. Like, there was no dud in this group, I don't think.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I thought, like, acting across the board was really good. Like, Terrance Howard was really good. Taraji P. Henson was really good. I also really, like, thought all the supporting characters did really good. So, like, Anthony Anderson's character, even the one girl with the, like, braids, the white girl with the, like, braids. I even liked her character, her kind of, like,
character,
story.
Nola.
Yeah, but I liked her. Yeah, as well as her, like, story kind of thing and that, like, sort of transformation she kind of went through. I guess she didn't like transform that much, but she did have kind of a little storyline there for kind of like coming into her own. So I just thought the side characters were really good. The last side character I mentioned was the white boy producer guy. I also liked him. I just thought he was fun. But like just really good acting, especially from like the supporting cast in this one.
Yeah. Is it my turn, or was that your...
Yeah, I think it's your turn.
Okay. So I also really liked, in terms of specific scenes, one of the scenes I liked was the first brainstorm, where they were talking about... I forget what the exact line is, but it was something bitches. And they were like, oh, I don't know if we should do this. We want this to get played on the radio. Just something about that scene was pretty funny to me.
Yeah.
Like, I liked it. A lot of the in-studio sessions for me were pretty strong, because the music in this was so strong. Like... We didn't mention it, but Terrance Howard was nominated for an Academy Award for this and his role in it. Same with the song Hard Out Here for Pimp. That was also nominated for an Academy Award. And it lost to Lose Yourself by Eminem. So that was around the same time when you think about it. Yeah.
Yeah. Or no, this song actually won.
Mile, I guess. This did?
Yeah, I think it became the second hip-hop song to win. So I guess it was a different year, Lose Yourself.
Did I read it wrong?
It is from the Wikipedia.
Look at me trying to give facts and just sucking.
Almost. It was okay.
I could have sworn it lost to 8 Mile. Oh my god. Okay. Your turn, I guess.
Yeah, let's see what else.
Oh no, I see what it is. Yeah, it won. Okay. The second. Yeah. Okay. I'm reading the facts wrong.
Yeah, I guess one of my favorite scenes, and also one of my favorite like characters. I also liked Ludacris's character and kind of how that like meeting played out. You know, where like he meets him and like he has no idea who he is, and then he like starts talking, like gives him weed, and like eventually is able to sit down, and it like seems like they're like bonding. And then I really like the scene where he like finds the tape in the toilet because
they kind of like pull the rug moment.
Yeah, and it just felt like realistic. Like I don't know, the whole like it feels real. Like, you know, like this is a famous guy. Like he probably gets people handing him his mixtape all the time. You know, and even they had that like end scene where he gets handed a mixtape. I would have loved it if he like threw that one in the trash, but they didn't show that part. But
they like to keep it like kind of frothy.
Favorite. Yeah, but that was definitely one of my favorite kind of moments in this one.
Yeah. Last thing I have was I enjoyed the overall premise of this movie. It was kind of it was a grind focused movie of like constantly working hard to try to achieve your dreams, which is similar to how the Genius documentary was. Like, not in the exact same way, but it kind of gave me those vibes of like constantly grinding, really working, and having to like hustle your way into like getting the best equipment that you can, and just using everyone in your orbit so that they can help you out with sound and feeding you while you're busy working in the studio. I just enjoyed it. And I also enjoyed the kind of where the character started off, where he started off as a pimp. And I feel like we don't see that a lot, or at least we haven't seen it a lot in the TheBlackCatch-Up universe of movies that we've seen, where someone starts off as a pimp. We've seen a lot of drug dealers and things of that nature, or like students in school, in a rundown school, but not a lot. But I don't think any pimps. So this was I liked the change.
Yeah, that was kind of my final point too. I did like just like the overall premise of this one. Like, it was definitely like fun and different, and just like a well-told story. I think, you know, like I think like part of like the good telling was kind of like all the supporting characters had like strong roles that like made sense within the plot. So overall I really did like the premise of this one too.
Yeah.
I guess, are you ready for negatives?
Yes, I am.
Okay, I guess I'll kick it off. Probably one of the more controversial negatives. Okay. I didn't like the music in this one. Yeah, like, I think the problem is, like, I listened to rap music and, like, I don't know, like, I didn't know, like, this, like, any of these were real songs, to be honest. 'Cause they didn't, like, sound that great to me. And, like, I feel like we spent so much time in the studio. Like, I would have loved it better if, like, this was, it almost like felt like I was watching like a docuseries, because you mentioned like the Genius, it almost felt like I was watching that kind of thing.
I have that like, as a note a bit too.
Yeah, but it almost like felt like a parody of that kind of movie, since like, again, like I didn't know what these songs were. Like, I didn't think like Terrance Howard like portrayal of like a rapper was that great, or like the scenes of him rapping, like his delivery wasn't like strong as a rapper. So like I don't know, like those like scenes in the studio, I was like, why are we listening to this full song that's like okay, you know? But that was like probably my biggest gripe with this one. I just wasn't a fan of his music in this one, which hurt it a lot for me. You know, because go ahead.
I will say I'm a little more familiar with the music on this one, more so than you, because years ago I had read Taraji P. Henson came out with a book, like a biography, I believe, that she wrote. Is that an autobiography? Let me not get into trying to say things. Yeah. But she wrote a book, and it talked about this working on Hustle and Flow and just her like come up as an actor. And that inspired me to like listen to the song, especially because at the time I was like watching Empire, so I was on a huge Terrance Howard, Taraji P. Henson kick. So I'd heard this song but had not seen the movie. And I don't think I took it as a rap song. I took it more as like an R&B or something like that. Just very like, if you wanted to qualify it as rap, you're probably white. It just is not. I take it as like an R&B song basically. Okay. So I wouldn't say it's like the strongest rap either. But like again, I'm classifying it as R&B, and to that, I'm like, yeah, it's pretty decent. I'd listen to this again.
I think that song was definitely okay. It was like the other songs here, like the Trick That Hoe, whatever that song was weak. There was another song that was kind of weak. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it was the song, because the music. We never even got to my point. I was busy going off on a tangent of how I wrote the music. But there were some times where I felt as though there should have been a montage, but we didn't have one. And that's all those studio sessions where there were times where, specifically after they had already done Hard Out Here or Hard Out There for Pimp, there was a song they did after that. I really can't remember the name of it. But I remember we were just sitting in the studio and watching everyone individually listen to this song as Terrance Howard's DJ was like singing it or rapping it or whatever. And I was like, why is this not a montage? Why are we just sitting here watching him? Like, we need to continue, like, propelling the story forward a little bit. And we're kind of just, like, stuck in this one room. So that was my biggest gripe with it. It felt as this was a slow-paced movie, and there was a lot of wasted time just in the studio because we were just watching someone fully sing a song. Yeah, just like, was it Boomerang where we had to watch someone do a Snoop song?
Oh,
was
yeah,
it Boomerang or a Thin Line?
Yeah.
Where someone just had, where someone like full on did a song? Like, it felt very bad. And I was like, no. We could put a montage here. That would have been a perfect time to show them continually grinding and like trying to get the music out there. Because from my understanding of the movie, it seemed as though the only like grinding they did was asking Ludacris to like put in a good word after hearing this cassette tape.
Yeah.
I would have much appreciated the like radio station thing that Taryn Manning's character Nola did. I would have appreciated that in like montage form, or like them constantly in the studio remixing beats or something else instead of just like us flat out hearing a song.
Yeah. And that was kind of my like next point too. Like I also thought the pacing was really weird. Again, like it just seemed to like stagnate for the bulk of the film. Like we get like the introduction and then like we realize, okay, this is a pimp who wants to be a rapper now, whatever. And then we spend like so much time in the studio of him just like rapping. And again, like I didn't enjoy that part. So like it just felt like so sluggish during that part. But then like once he like meets Ludacris's character, I'm like, oh, so there actually like is a story happening in this movie. But it just felt like there wasn't enough time for them to like give that story any like proper attention. So like the whole ending kind of just felt like rushed or just like thrown together.
Yeah, that was my last point too.
Yeah, and then especially like once they started the like time skips where he like goes to jail, I was like, please just like I don't want them to just end the movie at him going to jail because that would suck too. But like the time skips also sucked. So like the ending just left so much to be desired, and especially after you wasted like so much time just sitting there like listening to him like rap full like 5-minute songs in the studio. Like the ending just felt so rushed, and like again like it was interesting. Like once he actually met the like Ludacris's character, I was like, oh, this is like kind of interesting. And then there was like the whole fight in the bar, like that was interesting, but like it just felt so short compared to like the rest of the movie and like all the time he spent like sitting there watching him in the studio getting angry at people kind of thing. So yeah, the ending just felt super like rushed, and the pacing was very off in this one.
Yeah, that was my last point. I just thought that it was so rushed. It was very slow in the beginning, kind of like almost like we were building up to the end, but then they were like, oh crap, we gotta really just finish this now. And it just went like, it wasn't fun. Not like fun, but it almost, like I said, if they had done montages of them like continually grinding, it would have felt more like they're actively trying to reach this dream, and the Ludacris meeting is kind of like their last resort. Like, we're shooting our shot with this Ludacris thing. This is gonna help us get the recognition and attention we deserve. Like, this is the last thing. We've been calling all these radio stations. We've been doing this and that and sending out demo tapes to every record producer in San Francisco, California, Hollywood, LA, everywhere. We've been doing all that. But no, it just seemed as though we were watching them in the studio forever. And then we go to the Ludacris meeting, and that's when things start to like pop off. And then he immediately goes to jail. And then it seems as though because of the time skip, it just read as though everyone kind of moved on without him very quickly and figured out how to make his dream happen like remarkably fast. Like Nola's character was like going out there. I'm assuming she was like blowing all these radio guys. Yeah, I'm assuming. That's what I'm guessing. Only because she would go in with her like buttoned up suit jacket and then leave with the suit jacket off and she's just in like a tank top.
Yeah.
And I was like, so that's what she's doing, which go girl work. But it was like, was that not the option before? Why did we not do that in the beginning? I don't know. Yeah, he had no problem like pimping her out before as a pimp. So like, why did we not? The ending was just so blah.
Yeah, this whole thing felt like that. You know that picture of the horse where like the head's like really beautiful, and then like they like run out of time and just do the body. Like that's what it felt like. They were just like trying to put a neat bow on all the stories at the end, but like had that 11-year skip in there, so just had to like have Anthony Anderson like hand wave talk over the whole thing. It was like just very bad how this one ended, I thought.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call it a nitpick, but it wasn't for this one. The hair in this one was like kind of a problem for me. Like it was like especially with Terrance Howard, like all the like sweating he was doing in this one. The hair was all over the place in this one, and then like again like between the hair and his bad raps, like he didn't seem like a rapper to me, and that like kept bothering me. But I will officially list it as a nitpick. Okay, the hair is a nitpick.
The amount of times I've commented on bad wigs on this channel.
Yeah,
go off with it.
It was upsetting in this one. It was very upsetting.
Oh my gosh.
But okay, I guess is it ratings time, or did you have anything else?
Yes, ratings time. No, I didn't have anything else. Just those 2 main points.
Yeah, do I have anything else? Maybe that's the question.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm good. I don't have anything else. Yeah, I guess I'll go first.
Yeah, go ahead.
I gave this one a 2.5. Again, like the plot was interesting, the acting was really good, but the music aspect of this one just didn't like hit for me. You know, like this one wasn't for me from the music aspect, and like this one being like hustle and flow, like about music. Yeah. I could only enjoy it so much. Like the acting definitely helped, the plot helped, but the music like is really that part that I just couldn't get into it. And then like once you like combine that with the pacing of like, hey, like 60% of this movie is just them in the studio like doing these music things that I wasn't really into. So yeah, it just ended up being kind of middle of the road for me. Definitely interesting and enjoyable, but like just it just wasn't like, just slightly disappointing because like the music part just didn't stick with me.
Yeah.
So yeah, just an okay one for me.
Okay. I gave this a 3.5 out of 5. Overall, I enjoyed it. I think my biggest gripes were the slow pacing and the amount of time in the studio. I didn't have as big of a problem with the music as you did. Again, because I think I was taking it more as a R&B type of thing over rap. And I enjoyed the premise and the different started from the bottom type thing. I liked that he was a pimp. I just thought that was interesting in a different perspective than what we're used to seeing in these types of like rap star MC DJ type of movies.
Okay. So final question. Do you wish you saw this one sooner?
I'm gonna surprise everyone and say yes. It may seem like a no because this wasn't my favorite movie by any means, but I like Taraji P. Henson, and I would have at least liked to have seen this after I finished reading her book.
Okay. Yeah, this one was a pretty easy no for me. Yeah, it was okay, definitely like interesting and different, but yeah, I just wasn't like a huge fan of it. Yeah, just no like real reason to have seen this one earlier for me.
Well, if you saw this earlier, it might have colored how you think of rap, and then where would you be?
Yeah, you're gonna be listening to like different music these days, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Hustle and Flow.
Yes.
YouTube housekeeping, like, comment, subscribe.
Ring the bell for notifications. If you have any movie suggestions for us, you can leave them in the comments down below. We do movies on Tuesdays and Fridays. All of our socials will be linked in the description box down below, and we'll see you next time to catch up. Bye. I think our aunt had a BlackBerry.
Pretty sure Mom had one too.
I don't know why I don't think she did.
No, she definitely did. She definitely did.
Really?
Definitely did.
Why don't I remember that?
Yeah. I feel like you might be confusing her aunt with her mom. That's what I think you might be doing. I don't know if Auntie had one, honestly, but...
I really thought she did.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I know Mommy did.
Auntie, if either of you are watching, leave in the comment below who had a BlackBerry.
Yeah, they probably both did, honestly. Because again, everyone with a job had a BlackBerry, it seemed, you know?
And it was your work phone. Like, very much your work phone was a BlackBerry.
Yeah, that's where you checked. Because Mom used to check emails on that thing all the time. I remember the BlackBerry.
So, if either of them end up watching this and commenting... my vote is that our aunt had a BlackBerry. Your vote is that our mom...
My vote is both. My vote is both.
Your vote is both? My vote is just our aunt. Okay. That's really what I'm thinking. So I'm locking that answer in. And
the true test. This is the second true test to see if our family watches. There's been a couple tests that have been failed in the past, but hopefully they will not let us down this time.
And I'll specifically keep this part of the video in.
Yeah, make sure they get this one right at the beginning, too, so they know.
This is how we'll know.
Yeah.
This is really how we know.
Who are the real
Who
fans?
in our family watches our video?
We're over 100 now. We don't even need them. We could lose 2 and still be over 100.
We can afford to lose that view. Whatever.
Yeah,
Who cares?
whatever. We all want your reviews. Not loyal.
But
yeah, that was Hustle and Flow. We gotta do the other video.